Yuriy, thank you for coming on the show. I know that you live in Ivano-Frankivsk in Ukraine, in the western sector of Ukraine, and that you're currently visiting the United States, that you are an entrepreneur in Ukraine who is currently revitalizing an old Soviet gas factory. A huge project. You've raised $30 million for it. You're hoping to raise $65 million for it. Tell me, what made you decide to do this project, and what is it?
Hi, Jacob. First of all, thanks for this invitation. And yes, we started this project around 7 years before. I was in traditional business, but...
What is traditional business?
It was restaurant business, but before some other directions, financial business and so on. So I'm a classical entrepreneur, but once I realized that to continue and develop in my business, we need to change the whole situation in the country because we live in transformational period.
Because of the war, the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
It was even before the war.
Even before.
So because of Soviet Union collapsed, and we have very intensive transformations all over the country, and to create better opportunities for everybody to develop both business or any other initiatives, we need to generate trust because we lose it in the Soviet period, Soviet Union period.
Because the Soviet Union was also filled with corruption.
Yeah, and because of the state wasn't oriented on people collaborate.
Right, because it was a command economy. I mean, there was no free market.
So we lose this trust both on individual and institutional level. So we were looking what we can do with this, and we realized that we need to generate trust, we need to build cross-sectional collaboration, and we need to create new opportunities for local talents, first of all, but also for different organizations, business, NGO, state, how to unite efforts and create new drivers.
Kind of a civil society, it sounds like.
Civil society is extremely important for us, that's true. So we had this brownfield in the very center of the city. It was a kind of a problem for Ivano-Frankivsk. And we started...
And about 230,000 people live in the city, right? It's 2 hours from Lviv.
Actually, for the present moment, it's already 300,000.
Oh, so it's growing?
Yeah, because of the war and because we have a lot of IDPs. And so coming back to the idea, yeah. So
I just want people to know where it is and what it's...
Yeah, thanks. So it was old factory, which was almost destroyed, and we just find the way how to buy it.
How big is the factory?
It was huge. There were 5,000 workers at the best time, but now we have 2 hectares of the land, and altogether 45,000 square meters of buildings. So we revitalize it, reconstruct, and fulfill it with new life, with new projects. So there is a combination of very different functions. Incubators, accelerators, business school, school of new professions, offices of innovation companies, food market, theater, cinema, contemporary art center. And we combine these functions to create...
And you have restaurants too.
Exactly. We have food hub with even own brewery.
So it's kind of like in the Americans, a massive mall almost.
Yeah, but we combine these different functions to create a unique ecosystem and unique opportunities for different stakeholders to develop their potentials again. For business, that's a good place to find talents, to find fresh ideas, to prototype, for example, your product physically because we have makerspace, or just to find the way how to find, for example, partners, both internally in the country and nationally. And one of the important role of Promprylad also to unite the region with global markets in economical perspective and both in cultural and educational one. So we're a kind of engine for the whole regional development, and step by step we realized that this project now we reconstructed already a half, 20,000 square meters, and fulfill them with 75 first residents, different organizations, business, civil society, and public authorities together, and that's also quite unique for Ukraine. Because that helps us to develop again this trust, cross-sectoral dialogue, and common agenda of the regional development again. That's important.
Do you get any support from the national government, or is everything on the local level?
Yes, they don't invest direct financing into the project, but they help us with on the GR level, and so they start to realize that that's important for local community and nationally also, because we have a lot of national and even international programs for entrepreneurship development, for veterans integration, and that's actually very actual now because of the war.
I wondered about the veterans integration. Can you tell me what are you doing to help the soldiers who are trying to reintegrate into civilian society?
So now we have a huge number of veterans, and after the war, there will be around 5 million veterans altogether in Ukraine. So that's really a lot, and we realized that right now we need to develop new policies how to integrate people back to civilian life. So we have 2 physical spaces in Promprylad, which are oriented on dialogue and collaboration between veterans and civilians, and we help veterans with reskill, upskill to get new jobs when they come back, how to integrate into like normal social life, and we use different sport initiatives for this, different community programs, and but what is also important for us, not just to help them integrate back to the society, but to integrate society to new reality, because that's the common reality for all the Ukrainians now.
How does your project serve as a model for post-war Ukraine? Is it, in fact, a path that or a model that the country could study and try to duplicate?
Yeah, thanks for this question, because actually right now we have a lot of dialogues with our both international partners and state representatives that it can be a part of the strategy of rebuilding of Ukraine. So of course we need after the war rebuild a lot of hard reconstruction, hard infrastructure, but not just infrastructure. We need to create community hubs in every Ukrainian city where again different stakeholders can communicate between each other and develop their own agenda, how to rebuild, what to rebuild, and how to build social perspective for people, how to attract them back to this city which are destroyed now.
Well, this is a highly imaginative project, and as a final question, one thing that I wonder about is Ukraine has often been seen in the West, particularly by its detractors, as a kind of cesspool of corruption, hopeless, we shouldn't be involved with it, there's no point in supporting Ukraine militarily, and so forth. Now, is the opposite the truth? That when this war ends, and it's not going well for Russia, the summer offensive has largely been stymied, and we know that Ukraine has taken out a good chunk of Russian oil capacity. Now, there will be an end to this war at some time. Do you believe that Ukraine will in fact flourish economically, that it, you know, it has a very creative population and the entrepreneurship is there. Is it in fact the case that Ukraine could become an extremely vibrant economic country?
I strongly believe in bright Ukrainian future in all the meanings, and that's why I live in Ukraine, and that's why we do what we do. And the biggest progress in our project we've got during last 3 years after the full invasion already. So we continue to develop economy, we continue to develop innovations, and now we move even much more faster because that's a part of our responsibility. Russia wants stop us, and for us it's existential. We need to move as fast as possible, and Promprylad is not the only project like this. So we have a lot of different initiatives which try to develop the future, I would say. Ukraine now is a good place to develop the future because we face extremal challenges right now, and we manage with them. And I think that we have something new in our DNA which can be helpful for the world after.
Well, Yuriy, I know you were a little worried about your English. You did a fantastic job in this interview. And I hope that anyone who's watching it and is interested in economics and in business and in contributing Ukraine should feel free to contact you. This is an incredible project, and it deserves as much support as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you a lot.